Is she talking about her son or her man?
Wait a minute.
Right.
Provocative victim.
See, I know how to turn
You
it.
provoke stuff. And then when you start being held accountable for it, then you start twisting and turning and making the other person wrong. Look at me, Ma. Look at me. Look at me. You just sat here and told your son, who ain't got a needle in his arm, who I'm assuming pays his own rent. He's married to a registered nurse. He's got 3 baby boys. And you just sat here in his face and said, I don't respect him as a man. Mm-hmm. And you don't think to consider what that does to his heart, to his soul, to his spirit.
I'm sure that's hurtful.
And you okay with that?
And it's hurtful for the things that he says.
But there you go. You're doing it. You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. I'm holding you accountable, and you spinning your web. You're trying to get away. You're trying to get away. Tell me. Just here's the question. Just answer it. We'll get back to that other stuff later. Tell me.
Forgive me. I respect him. He's a wonderful man.
Do you understand that your mouth, your voice, your words are connected to the coils in his heart, to the valves in his heart? He can't help but love you. And every time you dishonor that love, you chip a piece of it. This is why in our culture as black people, when the boys turn a certain age, the men come and get him and take him away from the mother because she can emotionally manipulate him. But since we don't live in our culture no more, we say what we want to say, do what we want to say. We tear our men down and then wonder why they don't make good husbands and fathers. Mothers destroy sons. His mother can speak to him in certain ways that destroy him in ways that can never be repaired.
That's true.
Now, background music had you feeling it.
Yeah, man, I was like, I thought, ooh.
Now listen, and all the time,
Go to cameras.
I'll be saying about the mothers. I say they the ones raising these shooters and all that stuff. They emotional. You know what I'm saying? They calling them wrecks. They emotional wrecks, you know what I'm saying? Which ones?
All the way to the bottom, 4 cams.
They calling them that. Gotti, you see the pictures? They post their pictures with their baby. My shooter.
Right.
He 2.
Right.
Yeah.
But and that can work. Everything that she said, I can apply to not only that, but my personal relationship and stuff like that. Because these women, they grew up doing that. You see where she had to stop her when she said, do you see how that makes him feel? And she said, well, what about me? You know what I'm saying? That's what we have to deal with without any mediator, though. You know what I'm saying? And you can't win against that.
Ever.
No,
right. It can be in black and white. Right. And they ain't never going to win.
So this is what I took from this also, from this clip, is that the mother looks at her son as a piece of shit.
Right.
Okay? Even though he got 3 kids of his own, he married to a nurse.
Sound like he doing good.
So, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So how are you, the mother, telling your son that he ain't shit?
Because she mad he doing better.
That's what I was just going to say. She mad at her own life and her own relationship, and she tried to take it out on her kid.
Right.
Like, you raised him, you let him go, and he's doing good, right?
Right.
He got a job. She got, he married, he got 3 kids. He comfortable. But he's looking for the affection from his mom.
Right.
And what's she doing? She's shitting on his life.
Right. And it's just like Ilyana said, who are you comparing him to? What is...
Yeah, that was the deepest part.
Yeah.
Hey, see, that was the deepest part. I got. Like, who the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Who is this great man that you know that you comparing this man to?
That you don't have.
That you don't even got.
She made one up.
Right.
She said.
I
created him.
And see, that's what they do. That's why this conversation is good. What's up, Gio? He said the man, the myth, the legend is back.
Yeah.
Hey,
what it do?
My
deal, man. Bow Wow mixed with Omarion.
What? Right.
What? Where are you getting this from?
But see, they got something for that if we did it to them. Let God forbid we do that to them.
Right.
Right.
We just disrespectful. We all kind of pieces of shit. And we say, well, hey, shit, you ain't living up to the woman I want you to be.
Right. Oh, you fucking her?
My ideal woman got big titties, big ass, all that shit. You ain't none of that shit.
Right.
Yeah. And as far as goals too, man, you know what I mean? Like you sit there and you tell a girl like, you ain't doing nothing with your life. Do something. You know what I mean? You ain't got no goals. Oh man, you really? You know, it's a different conversation.
Yeah. You can't tell them nothing because you see how she was without. That's what this man that had to deal with his entire life.
Right.
Is her without any mediation. Without anybody to say, hey, hold on.
Yeah.
Look what you doing. You know what I'm saying?
Here, ma'am.
And then she tried to take it back to her, which she probably does all the time with him.
Yeah.
Well, mama, I don't like the way you just called me a piece of shit. Well, what about when you said...
Right.
Are you hearing me?
Right.
I don't like that. You make me feel this way. Well, how about how you make me feel? And
okay,
I call it a brain fuck.
Right.
Yeah, so listen, there's this thing, it's called dialogue that you have to have, right? You have to be able to talk to each other.
Right.
But when you just demean the other person nonstop, okay? And then you feel a certain type of way because that person isn't interacting the way you want them to interact.
Right.
It's a whole nother problem.
Right.
So, like we said, we've all been in relationships. We've all had disagreements with the significant other. And it's always about, well, you weren't listening when I was telling you. No, I was listening. But the thing is that you didn't let me get a word in.
Right.
And then when I did want to get a word in, then it was, what about me?
Right.
Well, remember when you did this? Well, why are we talking about that when we're talking about this now?
Right.
Why do y'all hold on to shit that was from 4 or 5 years ago? You remember you left the refrigerator door open?
Right.
Like,
But
what the fuck does that got to do with this argument?
And just like in that situation, it only comes up when you got their ass. When
Right,
you're trying to make them
yeah.
accountable, that's when all the other shit comes. Well, remember when you did it?
Well, you should have left me then.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so and it's not to say that we're not trying to work through a relationship or any of that stuff, right? But this clip is more about mothers not being able to raise a child as a single mother without proper guidance and proper treatment.
Right.
Because what happens is we start to develop all these young men that are pussy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and that's real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at that point, it's like, listen, man, you guys, you children aren't being raised by women. You're being raised by ratchet bitches.
Right.
Okay? A woman would not treat her child that way.
Right.
A woman would raise her child with morals, respect, and dignity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Yeah. And teach your child that child can be something great.
Right.
Not
bickering, trying to figure it out.
Why would you break your own child down? And that's because a motherfucker's bitter. Like we was talking about the man or whatever, they bitter.
His daddy ain't think she was shit. Now she got to treat him like shit.
And I've seen that to where actually I can even name the person where he doing good, but his mama just, and because it's his mama, he don't say nothing. Right. But I'm like, I'm sitting there like, man, I'm getting ready to call mom some bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, because it's your mama, but goddamn, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's respect. There's a difference because there are some children that will still hold their tongue because that is their mama.
Right.
Okay? But that's still, it's hurtful for the child because the child's just taking it in like, man, why can't she just see me for what it is?
Right. It got to be, man.
I got some advice for any little boy going through that. Beat up her boyfriend.
Been there. She ain't got there. She ain't got no man.
It hurts. It hurts because I've seen that situation. I've been there too, where the mama is just so mean, and they don't know your kids love you no matter what. You know what I'm saying? But a mama could come in and beat the shit out the child and cuss at the child, and then 5 minutes later, if I'm on the mama, the child go try to come jump on me. You know what I'm saying? Get off my mama. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because they love their mama. So for you to take advantage of that, I don't believe in the women hitting them.
Right.
especially boys. You know what I'm saying? You trying to break him. You go break his spirit. He need to be a man one day. And see, that's what happened to him. She broke his spirit. You know what I'm saying? To where he has actual feelings and he cares about how you treat him and shit like that. And you like, this motherfucker, man, I went through it. You know
I think the biggest thing with his son is we supposed to build their confidence. We supposed to be raising young kings
to be leaders.
Yeah, to be leaders and actually do stuff out here, not to worry about other stuff and emotions, bringing them down from doing what they need to do in life.
Crying and shooting people because they got mad and shit like that. Man, that's all bitch shit.
Yeah.
I be saying it. That's all bitch shit. They half of them they ain't gangster. They just emotional.
Yeah. You know what it is? Because they're around women.
Nothing but women. That's why you see 3 days out the week, my little one's gonna be sitting over here behind me.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is how men get down. You always got fellas go get your sons. It's important.
Man.
Even if you got, I'm gonna tell you. And a lot of cats may not want to hear it or do it.
Right.
I've had to swallow my tongue. My pride, and hold my tongue, I mean, just to get my boys.
Right.
As much as I wanted to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My love for them
is greater
my need
than
to be there for them was like, okay, whatever, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, bitch. Whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Give me little dude, then we go, you know what I'm saying?
I'm pulling up right now.
Bitch.
Make sure this shit ready.
Right, whatever.
Yep.
Okay, I want to cuss you out.
Right.
Because you seeing that I'm trying not to respond, so you pushing harder. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You pushing harder, like, oh, you ain't go, okay, well, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say, okay, just give me my boys.
The issue with that, too, man, they give the women so much power over these kids, especially in the state we in right now.
Man, Wisconsin is a woman's state.
It's not fair. I mean, if I want to go do the things with my son that need to be done, I got to go through the mama.
Right.
The mama that's irresponsible, not working, watching TV, and ain't doing nothing but holding a bottle. You know what I mean? Shout out to mamas taking care of their kids.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm saying. But it is women that sit there watch Netflix all day
and don't do a damn thing.
And then
y'all know them
the
women
kids
are
be
out
around.
there. Y'all know those women are out there.
Yeah.
Don't act like we just making up some stuff.
No,
some of them your friends and your family members and all that.
Yeah.
You know who they are.
You know how they say it takes
the one
village.
that was yelling to the kids, "Get your ass out the room" while she was giving you some head last night. That's what we talking about.
Right. And that's real. That's real, fam.
You want to say her name, Sire?
Welcome. Always there to offer the opinion from the low. Like,
I had a crazy night last night, man.
That mama was in there sucking dick. That's
right.
what happened.
Hey, I was just gonna say, hey, welcome back to the show, Sire. Welcome back.
Right. Answer the phone because she had a dick in her mouth. Look, that's Sire. We been talking about shit. She had a dick in her mouth.
Oh man! Shouts out to everybody tuned in right now, man. If you guys can share the link, smash the share video button, man. Let's go. Come on.
I'm sharing it everywhere. I'm sharing the Twitch link now to everywhere.
But man, I'm telling you, it's wild because the state that we live in right now, the climate, I should say, that we live in, the youngins, all of them, they all stressing out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they're all being homeschooled. They're not going to school to interact with other kids. All that stuff. So I can only imagine all of the verbal abuse these kids are suffering at the house.
Right. Man. Right. Fellas, go get your kids, especially if you're not with the mama. Because think about it. You couldn't even live with the bitch.
Right. You know what,
now your kids there with her all day. Go hit them, man. Go hit them out. They can't deal with that bitch all day.
They need to get out.
They can't cuss her out and go in another room. They can't do nothing.
They can't go get in trouble at school, but they're going to get in trouble in the living room.
And don't buy that shit. Don't buy that shit that the kids got school because it's on the laptop. You can do that shit at your house.
Yeah.
Right.
But be responsible, man. Go do it. You know what I mean? Go do it. As a parent to your child or to your children, be there for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These kids don't come into this world without two people.
Yeah. Right.
It's a double-edged sword, too, man. On the reverse side of the spectrum, I don't think a man could raise a woman to be a daughter to be a woman.
I'll admit it.
At one point in time, you're going to need that woman.
Yeah. I'm not bold and disrespectful like women to say that they could raise a man. No, I cannot raise a woman to be a woman. Teach her to be a woman. Let me use the right words.